So there's some handouts going around the table right now, and she's going one left, one right. They're terms that we'll be talking about, and keep them because we went through a lot of research for you to have them on here.
That's you.
Okay,
so you ready?
The Clearinghouse Board organized this session, and we'll let them explain what it's all about and get started. Sherry?
Okay, thanks. How to use social media to advance support for feminist issues. That's what we're going to talk about today. First, we have Carrie Stein, who is a seasoned media executive specializing in issues affecting women, families, and diverse communities. Ms. Stein is executive producer of the nationally and internationally acclaimed PBS Women's News Analysis and Documentary program, To the Contrary, with Bonnie Urbay. She is also president and chair of the board of the nonprofit production company that produces To the Contrary, Persephone Productions Incorporated. She will tell us how she uses social media to further the show's reach and answer some Q&A from the audience. So, with no further ado.
Thing to find out compared to the TV show, but way more. You know,
it's just the two of us.
Yeah, and it's constant. If something happens and you don't want to miss it, because it's a 24/7 news cycle these days. So, like I said, we also have a LinkedIn. We don't do that much with that. Instagram, I will tell you that I have a 26-year-old daughter, and her and all her friends say, no, you could be on Instagram. Just do more pictures on that. So we try, but it's not usually our top priority for it. We also use, when you were talking about your newsletter, we use MailChimp to send out our newsletters. We used to have to make our own lists and send out like 10 at a time so it didn't go into spam. And now we use MailChimp, and we have an ongoing list we add to it, and if someone wants to get, unsubscribe, they can unsubscribe. We don't have to worry about taking it off the list. It takes away some of our work and, some of our oversight, and we don't want to get people annoyed with us that we're still sending them things. So I hope it unsubscribes them like they say it does. We also do Google Hangouts, and we'll do those live. Sometimes we'll do it live, but we'll also then put it up on our YouTube page which, like PBS doesn't like us to put all of our PBS content on our YouTube page, but we put a lot of it on there. But we're working on how to make it a little different than what's on PBS. We also have used a platform called Ovi, which is a PBS platform, and we do interactive screenings of some of our programs, and we'll promote them. And Ovi even has a thing where you hit Twitter and Facebook and say, come to our Ovi right now, and like while you're doing it, you can still send out a message with the link to come to our Ovi. And we would have experts and other people just watching the show, talking about it, and then keep the experts on after, so that people can ask questions of them. One other thing that we do now is a website. It's called Women's Watchdog, and we're chronicling all of what's happening with women's rights under the Trump administration and the current Congress. And it goes back. It's got it has a full archive. It's searchable, and it's on womenswatchdog.com and .org. And also a place for the resistance. And it's going to be a place, as it gets, as more people get involved there, that we'd like to hold more private conversations where people can sort of be more part of an engagement. I think that's one of the places where we don't want to just be sending out, but taking in and having people really share. I think that's a goal for us, because we're a conversation on TV. We want to engage other people to be part of that conversation, and I know that they want to, because we get emails, and we know that they want to take part and find ways to bring them into the conversation. We also have blogs, and like I said, we'll also tweet. One of the things, so we do way more than one tweet a day, and we use Buffer, and we program Buffer for the weekend about the show, generally about the show, but we'll also put something up if something happens over the weekend. Someone will just do it because they saw a story. Bonnie will do it, I'll do it. Someone else will see it, and they'll put something out there. Or if we go to an event, we tweet about the event, whether that will be on the air or not. Last week, we went to the Center for American Progress event, and we were at the event with Kirsten Gillibrand and Cecile Richards, and we did quotes and pictures, very visual. We always want as much visuals as possible. Mm-hmm. Being TV, we think visual.
Nice.
That's very good.
Oh, one more thing. Oh. We're about to do just one more thing, because I forgot this. We're trying to work into doing polls.
Oh, very good.
So there are different ways of doing that, and one is that I'm looking at right now, because I didn't love the Facebook option once we started looking at that, is Google Polls.
Thank you.
Loretto Gubernatus, who's a 4-time Silver and 11-time Telly Award winner and recent judge of 65 shows. She will focus on how we can share video. She will speak about social media in relation to television production, YouTube, uploading, downloading, and YouTube channel applications to social media platforms such as Google, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. She will also explain the like system and hits system and how they can support the videos. In addition to her women's rights focus, such as documenting inductees into the Women's Hall of Fame, some of her award-winning shows include A Day in the Life of Billie Holiday, The Baltimore Fire of 1904, and The House of Ruth. This and other CWI programs, like this one, will air on Baltimore Public Access Channel 99 on Mondays at 9 a.m.
I'd like to thank Sue Klein for creating and raising this beautiful daughter of yours, because she is truly a gem. Oh my God, I don't want to be in the close-up. And I put makeup on for today because I don't usually go in front of the camera. So some of you don't want to. Do you want to turn this one on? So what we're doing here is guerrilla TV. This is what I phrase this as, guerrilla TV. There's no budget, there's no money, there's no funding. And what I teach my teens when we do Teen Scene, and we have 500 Teen Scene shows, and we were the first Teen Scene 15 years ago, okay? Baltimore now, with the mayor's office and maybe $40,000, is creating Teen Scene. We've had it for 15 years. So we tell them, you don't have to be in front of the camera. Maybe you want to be behind the camera. Maybe you want to write. Maybe, you know, we give them other things. So women's power is in video and media. I've been saying this for years here. I know this. On the channel behind you, with YouTube channel, is 1,500 of my shows, 1,500. And that's only half the shows that exist, because I have 3,000. So with no funding, with nothing but my Mickey Mouse camera, I've won Silver Tally Awards. So it's what you do with what you got, not what you got. So you can wait around for the budget or the money or the funding, you'll be waiting forever. I'm not on network. Some of my shows have to be good enough to be on network, or I wouldn't win Silver Tally Awards, because I don't want anybody telling me what to do. And whenever you're on a station, you're usually working for some man somewhere, and they can tell you what to do. And I'm a pain in the ass. I'm not going to be told what to do. But the reason I'm doing the camera is because I don't have a budget. So I had to learn. My husband and I were doing this, and we paid $15,000 for a 3-camera shoot at the top of the Baltimore World Trade Center for top of the morning when we started. And when we went up there, the guys were screwing up and doing things wrong. And then my husband said, we can do this good. And then we did. And we learned everything. We learned to edit. We learned how to run the cameras, learned everything. Sadly for me, I'm the producer, the director, and the editor, which is to me more important than running the camera, because anybody can run a camera. And I bought this camera for the organization, for Sherry agreed to learn how to do the tapings and so forth, so she's now the official second unit operator of the camera. And that was my donation to you, because I want, if I go forward and leave you for any reason in the future, I want you to keep videotaping your meetings. Trump is where he is because he knows how to use the media. He came out 8 years ago with Celebrity Apprentice. I've told you all before. I said, he's going to run for president. And everybody said, you're a fool. I said, no, he's building the social network he needs out there so that when he runs, everybody's going to vote for him. And hello, okay? So we need to use this. I had said to you when Hillary was running, I wanted all you ladies to say all the things you were saying in here on front of the camera and let me put it up on the screen. But we'd have these great discussions behind this camera. So I created Her Voice, a show with 8 episodes now, with women running for office, and I created a place at the table for women running for office. So that's pretty much all I want to say about this, because you're going to keep me to 10 minutes. I'm trying to keep within 10 minutes. So mostly, Sherry and I have prepared this list of terms and terminologies, and of course she's more the expert on these terms than I am. But some of these terms I have had to learn, and I'm 69 years old, so nobody's ever too old to do it. You have to learn, you have to catch up with it. Because when I show you the screen, which, Sherry, you can turn the camera on the screen and then get that blue thing off the screen. I can tell them everything I want to tell them, but I just have to get that blue thing off the screen. So the screen behind you, now this is my channel, okay? Now, I'm not going to even go into my channel because I want to keep this brief, but you can see all of the potentials along the menus on the side. You can make playlists. So in other words, this little show is called The Doll Show. I do tons of children's programming. And I've won some of silver for children and a bronze for children's programming. So these programs can be put into a playlist. Our programs are like a cross between Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and we have a fellow named the Kinderman. It's very soft, gentle singing, Mother Goose on the Loose, that kind of thing, because we're sick of the graphic violence and cartoons. So our shows are always, you know, just kids having fun and singing and dancing. And so you make a playlist. And what our parents, we have a show called The Magic Box, and the parent can sit the child down in front of the, no, go back to that screen. Those are some of my shows, but we don't want to go in. Yeah, it's better if we stay there because, oh no. All right, that's the Angel of Luck. Every time you come on the show, you get the Angel of Luck as you come in. But So the thing is, parents can sit their children down at those children's programs that were on the bottom and do a playlist, and they can watch it all day long and keep them busy, and they know what they're watching because they can pre-screen it. You can create a playlist off the side. There's all kinds of things you do when you have a YouTube channel. Everybody can have a YouTube channel. Even all the network shows now are on they're on the net. This is the future, So get in there and get a page. I'm trying to get Sherry to get a YouTube page for WCI.
We have.
Yep. So, and then we can, now, when I bring up, say the little girl or the leprechaun with the rainbow, I go up to what would be called upload, I upload it, and then when it's ready, and see the subscribe button where you're all telling me you can't find and you don't know what to do, that's all you have to do to be a part of my channel. Why don't you support me? I'm a woman struggling like hell to put you in front of the camera, and I can't get you to subscribe to my channel? Hit the subscribe button.
So Hanbury Cross is the name of your channel?
Yeah, that's my grandmother's name, Hanbury Cross, from England. I'm from Cornwall, England, originally, my sire, anyway. But Hanbury is my grandmother's maiden name. McDonough Davis is my mother's and grandmother's maiden name, because I am promoting my ancestors who were strong feminist women. I stand on their shoulders, okay? And this is why I want you to subscribe. When you subscribe, then there's a like button. So you look at the show. Now look, the worst thing you're going to do is hear me where I'm too tired up. You call me this morning, 4 a.m., I'm up editing. I might miss an edit, and I don't have a full network behind me with editors. But it's just like if you miss an edit, you might hear me say, oh, don't do that, or sometimes the lip sync is off. I've watched the news, Steve Harvey, The View with the lip sync off. So if you can't give me a break and you can give the networks a break, I don't understand it, okay? But you might have problems. There may be some edit problems. The content is always good. That's why I win the awards, and I know how to win them, because when your content is good, you get away with a lot of stuff. Okay, but your content has to be good. They have to want to stay watching, and if they can't stop watching, then they know it's good. So you want to hit the like button if you want. You don't have to, but if you subscribe, it's a big help. All right, if you hit...
Just to review, you go to YouTube and then put in Hanbury Cross and you get there?
You should. I'll give that out to you when we're done, because I don't want to stop and hold these other girls up, and we'll have Q&A at the end. So, and I'm almost done. So when I put the video up, then a menu comes up, which we're not going to go into today, but you can trust me, that will bring me to Twitter. It's Google, LinkedIn, Facebook. These are the things that come up on my other page when I start to upload, okay? So it's Tumblr, Google Drive, and then there's Twitter and Pinterest. And so all of these social medias come up at the top of my screen. And when I go share and I hit boom, 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 Facebook, so all those social medias, we're posting your shows that are shot here, we post them out. I post them out onto all those social medias. If all of you subscribe who are here, and all of you post them, you're going to see your network build, because if there's 30 people here, and 30 people had subscribed, and 30 people also posted from their computers, we're going to have a lot of followers after a while, and people are going to find who we are. That's what we're doing here. But for every program out there, a place at the table is a cross between The View and the Talk, where women from Maryland come and sit and just discuss 3 topics of the day. But it's not funny. They're serious issues, And then every woman has a place at the table. If you're an actress, if you're a model, if you're running for Congress, we had a senator sitting with an actress, with someone whose child had been murdered. Like every woman's voice, we want to hear you. We want you to come and be, and that is on channel 99 at Anne Arundel Television Studio. It's shot in the studio. It is still guerrilla TV, but it's a little bit better than this. But come and be part of it, and suggest your friends to come. Let your face and your voice be seen, because that's the numbers are where we're going to be. They're going to see so many women talking about things on even if it's public access television, everywhere. We need more than one show. We need as many different shows places, and all of you start your own channels. And if women are talking, we're going to get what we want, okay? So pretty much that's what I want to say is that this page I built for you, it does give you some ideas on your YouTube, how to put your YouTube channel up. And it tells you about Dropbox, where you can share. We share on Google Drive, Sherry and I do. I've been able to give her the shows. She's been able to post them to your sites. So without this young lady, I wouldn't have been as enthusiastic to continue what I was doing. But she's made it really easy, and it's a wonderful partnering with her and working with her. And so I'm just going to turn it over. Am I at 10 minutes?
No, you have 4 minutes more.
Wow!
We were doing from 13.
Oh, no,
minutes.
I'll just say a few more things, though. But so pretty much what I'm saying is support that channel. But remember, you can build, at least try a Facebook page, or try, and the descriptions, instead, Sherry will probably share more of this with you. But like, Twitter is just a shorter version of LinkedIn or Facebook. And so when you're on, you may not get Twitter, because Trump loves Twitter, because he's a tweet. But anyway, Facebook is, if you want to do Facebook, that's where you can post photographs. Instagram, so you know some of them because you do some of them. You post on photographs. And learn as much social media as you can, and learn how to don't be afraid to get in front of the camera, or put women in front of your camera and have them seen and heard. And that's pretty much all I really want to say. Is that good?
Okay.
All right, now everybody has plenty of time.
Okay, great. Thanks. Should we stop this? I gotta change the set around.
Take your time. And remember, when you're dealing with techie stuff, things will go wrong. That doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing. That anybody can tell you today in this modern generation, Channel 13 News can have bad lip sync, and it goes on and you see it. They don't fix it because it's live.
Next, Sherry Klein is a cybersecurity enthusiast with an information technology quality assurance background and the current CWI web manager. She will share some of what she has learned in an online social media class and present a bit of black box research on how some women's organizations use their websites and social media. She will invite attendees to share their insights on how women's organizations use social media to further their goals.
Yep,
Okay, very good.
just that.
All right, welcome everybody. I'm going to share with you all about what I learned in an online Ed2Go, Gale, or Cengage class, which was offered through my public library. And it was called Using Social Media in Business, taught by Dr. Brad Semp. And it had many things that I learned, but 3 main takeaways for me were that for most platforms at minimum, he suggested to post daily. And this can include reposts or shares, but that would be a percentage. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he gave a percentage of maybe 3/5. So maybe 2/5 could be original content, and the other 3 could be reshares or posts, like reposts of other people's tweets or whatever. Next, he really emphasized the need to have a social media strategy and start with everything in mind, such as, and so he provided a template, and I was going to share it, but I wasn't sure if that was kosher in terms of the content, since it's directly from the class. So within the template, he had us select our primary objective. Do we want awareness, loyalty, sales? In the case of the clearinghouse, it's primarily awareness. And we would like more membership, of course, so that we can get more people on the board and more people doing programs. Also, in this template, he had the target audience, and to be as specific as possible. Is it male, female? What's the age range? What type of books do they read? What social platforms do they use? What are they professionally? As clear as you can get in detail. And then, of course, pick which platforms or services you'll use. Are you going to use microblogging? Are you going to use like Twitter? Or are you going to use blogs like Medium? Or are you going to use Facebook? There are so many, and of course your website. And you made it clear that one person need not do it alone. So whenever possible, get other people on board. Like, I would love it if somebody would want to take over the Facebook part of posting for CWI.
Could you zoom in? Make it larger.
Oh, on this page, okay. Let me see.
Make it as large as you
No,
can.
no,
Here, why don't you sit down, Sherry?
no.
This is,
It's at the top, I think, Sherry. Oh,
zoom in as much as you can. So, here we
a
go.
bit too far.
And then, but fill it more.
Just go back a
Maximize the page.
Yeah, you have to
Maximize the page up
maximize the
there.
page, yeah.
All right, those.
I'm not a little bit too, there we go.
Okay, so, good idea, thank you. Thanks, Dad. Next, there's a social media organization diagram, which is part of that. And in addition to and I'm going to show you our social media organization diagram, and it shows the process of how one flows into another. And then it's also suggested to focus primarily only on one or two platforms when you're starting out, because you can get overwhelmed by there's so many and there's so much to do. You can just spend all your time on social media posting. Meanwhile, the third thing that he suggests, of course, is measurement. You need you can use a dashboard or template like they provided, which is a manual one, and you put like how many likes or shares or comments for each post. And there are all sorts of automated tools now that can do that too. Next, after I go through that stuff, I will quickly show you all a few black box examples from the outside looking in, knowing nothing more about these organizations, well, except for CWI. I'll show you a few organizations that are feminist focused pretty much and how they use social media. So here's our social media diagram. And as you can see over here, let me see, I can make this bigger, but then it's going to go. Here we go. Over here on the left, Loretto would edit and complete and post the programs. And she would post, then I would post the URL for the YouTube channel and on our playlist and also on our website. Then also we have Buffer, which is an automated test tool, sorry, not test tool, an automated tool which posts to a queue on two platforms simultaneously for free. I believe it does more, but for free you can do it for two, and I'll show you a screenshot. Here is a post ready for Twitter, and
Can you play it?
no,
No.
this is just a
Okay.
screenshot. So this is a post for Twitter. This is announcing the video from last month, and as you can see, it has a timestamp here, so it's set to go out at a certain time. That's what I mean by being in the queue. And I put some hashtags, or one hashtag. As I was looking for a hashtag, I came across an org I'd never heard of, equalpaytoday.org, or equalpaytoday.org. And I thought it was pretty interesting. They might be interested in the video, so I promoted it to them by putting their handle with the @ here. And next, this is what the Buffer page looks like. So if you had clicked on this button here, you would have seen the page we just saw, which was the Twitter. And here is the Facebook one. So on the Facebook one, this is announcing the same video, except this time I put more URLs for websites links instead of hashtags because it's on Facebook. And so it automatically picks up this justice you can bank on, payequity.org, the first link that you put in your...
That's the National Committee, right?
So that is how you do Buffer. Now this shows, back to our social media diagram, our Twitter feed is visible on our website homepage, and that's what this shows, the Twitter page, announcing today's meeting that you all are at. Thank you for joining. And of course we have our links to Facebook and YouTube on our webpage. This is a picture of an actual post to Facebook. So we share our programs and we share our videos on Facebook, Twitter, etc. And so this is a picture of it from Facebook. Now here, I have Pinterest included here. but mainly to collect inspirational material for the website and social media posts. We haven't used it much. We don't have a link to it on our website yet. So for now, we're just using it to collect information. And you can follow, and here are some boards that I created: inspirational quotes, Equal Rights Amendment, Title IX. We're following one organization, the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center. And then here's our main page. We actually have 9 monthly viewers, even though we've never promoted this. Okay.
But
so-
that's what can happen.
But that's what can happen. 9, but anyway. So this is equalpaytoday.org on Twitter, because that's where I first heard about them. And they have a pinned tweet, which means it is there until they change it, but they have more recent tweets below it. And I found this pretty engaging. They were pretty engaged and had lots of back and forth people talking on there. Here is their website, and at the bottom they have links to their social media, including Twitter, Instagram, and Medium, which is a blog with stories. Now here, on their main page, they had a link off to the Equal Pay Day 2018, and somebody in here mentioned Social Media Storm. So I've been asking around, what does that mean? Because I'm still not clear. So at the end, I have a question. If anybody here knows what a social media storm is and can better define that, that would be great. I found Twitter Storm, which is on your sheets, but I didn't find social media storm.
It's just
An expanded version.
more sources to post to.
Okay. And here's their Facebook page. It's the same organization. And here's their Instagram page. And you'll see there's a little slightly different information here. They have a link to their Facebook Live feed, which I guess they were from the Equal Pay Day. So that was their videotaping of that. Next, here's their Medium page, which is a blog where they write stories. And this is the president of Equal Pay Today. Next, here's Feminist Majority, and they have Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Connect. And their Twitter feed goes to this @Feminist News handle. But they also have another one, and you might recognize this person here, and other people here. So that's their Twitter. Here's Feminist Majority Foundation's Facebook. And here's their YouTube. And they have channels and sister stations, which seem to be the same. They have the same content. Ms. Magazine, Feminist Politics, and Feminist Campus. So they do have a YouTube channel. Next, we have Dialogue on Diversity. And this is their webpage, the bottom of their webpage. They have lots of sponsors. They have social media, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube advertised. So here's their Facebook page. Here's their Twitter page. They have lots of policy forums and data privacy forum every year. And then they have their YouTube page where they taped some of their forums. Finally, we have our page, the Women's Clearinghouse, CWI, and links, as I showed you. And here's, of course, where you just click about the meeting. And here's our Twitter page. Thank you to Carolyn Cook, who set all of our social media up and our website and designed it in the beginning. Here's our Facebook page, and as you see, you can like or share. You can even watch a video that I posted of last month, or you can send a message. All of these screens that I'm showing you are versions of when you are not logged in. If you log in, you see more information. And here is our YouTube. We do have a YouTube, I guess you can call it a channel, but we don't have any channels within it. In other words, we're being fed from over here from Hanbury Cross, but we do have a playlist of all of our videos, and if you scroll to the bottom of the playlist, you'll see the most recent ones.
So the way to fix that is I give you the
Raw footage.
not the raw
Well,
footage,
the-
the edited.
Could you show us one meeting, how it looks, just hit one?
Not right now because I'm not live, but
Okay.
we can do that maybe later in question and answer. And then finally, we do have one more platform that we have, which is LinkedIn, but we're not actively using it, as you can see. We do have just a link back to our website on that. So I hope from this you got
loud and clear the three takeaways that I had anyway, which is to post daily at minimum, to have a social media strategy in place, including a social media organization diagram, which is helpful for the business, for the process flows. That was this again. And then make sure that you measure your results at some point. So thank you very much.
I'd like to additionally add to that just a quick thought. See, when I have this, I do my children's program in the summer, and I have this fellow named Kinderman, who's a 3-time Emmy winner, was on Channel 2. When Kinderman does a show for me, instantly I get 35,000 hits, okay? So that's because he's connected to so many social medias over the year. So I'm trying to get you that when I post on my channel, and I have that potential, he's not going to do our channel because he's a Kinderman, he's a child entertainer. But we can connect to all these women's organizations, and we can have that network going out there so that when we have our show go up, hundreds and hundreds of people will watch, and not just 10 people from the board, And that's our goal, and I think she's done an excellent job.
Beautiful.
Yeah, wonderful job. I'm so impressed with her, and so I said, thank you.
Can I just mention, we have another part, and I don't know if you call it part of the social media or not. But
Well, it is when it's on the channel. It's on the channel. The newsletter. The newsletter is on the channel.
Oh, the newsletter is ours.
Yeah,
That was my
yeah. The
question.
newsletter's always been on the on your
And,
page.
and what we do in the newsletter is we also put in the links for the YouTubes and other things.
Do you have the commercial?
So I'll pass it around a copy
Is that the
of
commercial? I
newsletter
would let
if
them see
people
the
wanna see
commercial
the most
first.
recent one.
This is a quick commercial I did for you real quick because people have 15-second spans. So you want, I did this in 20 minutes, okay? I was going to do one of these here today to show you how easy, but I really need what's called landscape shots, wide shots this way, because otherwise it'll cut off. Yeah.
So
this is the...
it's on autoplay, so it's just playing all of them.
Well, let it play that because that's the opening credits, isn't it?
And
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
15 more seconds.
And I use shots off your site to create that. So, that I love that shot.
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful. So you have the material sitting there on your website. So
Okay.
Beautiful.
just quick, easy. The website's up there, and people will watch if we get it out there.
Okay.
The point is to get as many people in. In the old days, they used to go door to door and knock on the door. That's what we're doing when we reach out to these mediums. Some of them may not be so good, as we're hearing. Instagram might be more like flaky in a sense, but you reach out to as many as you can because it's just a question of hitting a button for us when we're there. So not that we're promoting any particular thing, but as she mentioned, Facebook is the more interactive. Okay, so you're going to go to my Hanbury Cross, right? So what I suggest you do, because everybody has so much trouble, and I'll just say it if you want to write it down. Everybody knows the HTTP://. Sometimes when people are having trouble, I find that if they put that in first, then www.hanburycross.com.
Oh,
You should get right there.
I didn't know about that website.
And of course, now that I've said that, it probably won't work.
www.
I
don't think you need the www.
Yeah, you
We
do.
do.
Some you do, some you don't.
Try to take the S off.
Yeah. Is
What do you? So did you do HPP? All right.
Is it org?
Could you, excuse me, but could you email her the written instructions by any chance? Because it is confusing to write all this.
Well, she was there.
I
I don't
didn't know
know.
you had a website. You have a website?
I don't want to go to the website.
I thought
wanna
that's
go-
what you were telling me.
Oh no, I'm
Okay, I
talking about how to
misunderstood.
get to the channel. Just go back to the
Okay.
channel. I think you were.
YouTube and search.
Yeah. So this is
You
Hanbury
just put in
Cross.
Hanbury Cross.
And I'm
Done.
going to send the directions as she just mentioned.
it
So
is.
here's the channel. You're here. Let's pretend. Oh, stop that. Let's pretend. I promise you, I'll change that. I love angels. I wrote a book on angels and things. So angels. I've written 22 books, by the way. So if you want to buy a book, I'm all ready to sell you a book. But okay, if you go to the search bar, okay. Now you tell me a show you want to see. You have a search bar there.
Right here.
Yeah. All right, so now let's just put in her voice. And hit. So there's her voice. That's Senator Barbara Johnson. And there's the other Her Voice episode too. Can you hit it?
This one?
Yeah, just hit one so they can see a little bit of you're just gonna hear the opening. So this is Her Voice. This is a show about women who are running for politics. And yeah, and I did all this alone. And so please give me a credit if it's not excellent and doesn't reach network broadcasting quality. But don't have an editor. I don't have somebody to do my titles. I do all the graphics, everything I'm doing on my own, okay? So we don't have to watch the whole thing. But each show comes on with a decent opening, more appropriate to the show title. All right, can you stop it? All right, and so now do you want to see what a place at the table? I'm just going to show you how you do it. This is how you find any show I tell you, because otherwise you're going to have to search through 1,500 videos, okay? So you go to your search bar, again, where she was before, and now let's put a place at the table. Because I have Women at the Front Line, I have the CWI show, which I consider a political show. So that's a place at the table, and if you hit it, don't hit the one hit the top one. You hit that one, a place at the table. No, not that one, the second one, that one. We just want to get the opening titles. I want to show them that it's a difference. So, it's different, okay? So this is called Welcome to a Place at the Table. This is where 6 women sit around a table, and some of your photos are in there, so I'm promoting CWI too. No, you can stop that. So what I do with this is, each of these candidates that's running for office, they send me their photographs, and I make a little 15-second commercial for them. These people running are coming to me in droves now because they don't get any exposure. If they get on the news, if they're lucky enough, they get 2 minutes, hopefully in a good, positive way. But this whole half hour is about them running for office, their platforms, and they get little commercials in there. So that show is doing really well, but it's on hiatus till September because I'm doing my children's shows during the summer. Now, let's find CWI Presents. Now,
a lot of watchers for these? A lot of views?
Not so much. That's what's sad, because these are women's programming. Why aren't women watching it? She's nodding her head, so she knows. Because at least my people here should be watching some of these shows. We only have so much time in the day, and the only thing I tell you is, and she can vouch for this, if you have to watch it once, you don't know how many times I have to watch it to edit it. Okay? So I get sick of a lot of you, but because I'm seeing it over and over and over, okay? Pick any one you want. The one with Molly was, anyone you want.
That was the March meeting, right?
So this is yours now.
Care about access. We care about elder care because a lot of times we're, especially African American women, are the ones who are caring for people with long-term illnesses and disabilities. But the priorities for everybody remain pretty much the same. Education, healthcare.
And the lip sync is okay, right?
Criminal justice, social justice, economic opportunity.
All right, so stop it. So this is done on these 2 little cameras, okay? Just so you know what you're looking at. Tomorrow I go on board the Constellation. They open the doors to me, let me go on board. I shoot top of the morning there. They give a tour of the ship, anything I want, because they get people coming to the ship from and they're doing top of the morning. They're posting U.S. Constellation. When I shoot a show for them, they put it out there because people in Baltimore come down and see the ship, not nationally, but in the city, because it's on the city channel. Okay, so that's top of the morning, which there are more top of the mornings than anything. There are approximately 50 different shows on this YouTube page channel, which is now a channel. YouTube considers it a channel because of the content being all mine. I'm not uploading other people's videos. I'm creating everything on there. And because it's so many different kinds of shows, it's like a network. And it's 24/7. So I'd rather be here than on ABC, to be honest with you, because I'm in total charge of whatever I want to do or not do. And if I don't show up to work, I don't get fired, So anyway, that's how to reach the channel, okay? And believe me, there's a lot of teen shows on there. Let's just do that, teen scene, put teen scene in. I wish you guys would promote teen scene because this is where the young women are coming. And that is my second biggest following is teen scene. Teen scene has thousands of hits on some of the shows. Some of them don't. Just It doesn't matter. Do the crab derby. I mean, that was funny.
Which one is that?
Crab derby right there. That was, so the teams, sound is a little low.
Should we skip through?
Will you?
And world famous Lexington Market in the heart of downtown Baltimore.
So this young lady, Amber, is a teen scene host, started when she was 15 and now has her own casting agency, and she's a model, and she lost a lot of weight, and she's really doing fine now, and she's on YouTube. You can turn it to her. I say she's progressed from that 15-year-old child. She has her own YouTube page, and she's doing her own show and everything, so I'm so proud of her. So our teens move on into the video media world, and that's the important thing. And I do teen scene during the summer, so if you want to send them June, July, and August to the television studio, any teens that want to come down and be involved in the show, we let them do everything from running the camera to being PAs or whatever, and we can do it through CWI. It would be a wonderful thing for you to be involved in, I think, teen scene. Anyway, so that's that. That's all I wanted to do.
Everybody,
Nice.
please pass around the snacks.
You were saying that.
Yeah, so just to kind of reiterate what I said, when you make a post, you want to make it actionable. And what that means is you want to give your followers or the people who are interested in your information somewhere to go or something to do. So this could be a specific petition, this could be something they can tell their friends or family, and that's how that information is going to get passed along. And as far as getting more searches on Google or any of the general search engines, what you want to do is you want to associate yourself with larger organizations at first. So for example, we're an international organization, so we do the @ the UN a lot within our posts. Not only on Twitter, but you can do it on Facebook, you can do it on Instagram. And that, along with the hashtag that's specific to your organization, so for us it'll be #disabilities, you're going to run into that intersection of followers that you're looking for. And from there, your audience is going to grow, because the more people who follow you, the more they'll share your own tweets or Facebook posts. And that's kind of the best way to get higher on those search engines and find the people who are interested specifically in the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Can I take you?
For sure.
A very basic question. I know I feel idiotic. How do you actually post on Twitter or Facebook?
You have an account.
Yeah.
To sign up.
I have accounts. I just don't know
Yeah,
how to use them.
If you want to pass me along your information, I'm happy to meet up with you and show you step by step how to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have 2 points. One, I think it's social media is more of a socially acceptable pyramid scheme, if that makes more sense to you guys. So that's the best way to put it. So you're trying to get more followers under you, and those followers are trying to get followers, and so your organization, your handle, whatever you're doing, you're at the top, you're the peak of that, and so you're trying to get more and more people underneath. So that might help to get the idea of why you're trying to spread and how to help, if you do think of it in a pyramid scheme. And then my second point, I actually lived in the Bay Area, so I was in the heart of Silicon Valley, worked for Palo Alto Medical Foundation out there, and just being within that realm has opened my eyes a lot to social media especially. And I think one misconception for our generation at least is Facebook is actually slowly dying out, and Instagram and Twitter are actually coming up in the world. So that's important to think about the changes within technology, and I know one of the issues, especially with Hillary's campaign, is they were kind of behind the times instead of being forward.
Exactly right. He won.
So we just need to be more on top of it. And a suggestion for CWI is, especially since we have so much video content, just take frames and post those frames onto Instagram and have your website listed.
Frames from the shot.
On your, exactly, from, have your handle for your other platforms within your profile, your website, you can change that as many times during the day as well, so there's a lot of good examples out there.
All right, we gotta keep moving forward, that's the word.
Question?
Wait, is there a question over there?
Yeah,
Okay.
to Carrie. Very interesting what you said. the larger question is, I'm curious how the feedback from your audience actually affects your programming. The people you interview, the style of your programming, the content. Also, if you could talk more about the distinction between what's good for a podcast and what's good for a show.
Yeah, well, I think that's, there's a bit of a difference in when you talk about the podcast or the show, and it's also the different audiences that you might get on PBS versus anywhere on the internet. Even for Twitter, it's just there are different audiences. I would find interviews that probably were focused more for millennials on the podcasts. I find I'm amazed at how many people I know, young people who really sit and listen. They listen to the podcast. They on their commute, on their way to they live at home, just have it. They have it going, because there are a lot of people who don't really even use the television that much these days, and they use their computer, and they'll find, if there's a TV show, they'll find it somewhere.
But how do you know this? How do you know who's watching it? How do you know they're doing it in their car?
Because we have an analysis on our sites.
We ask questions for people, and I
The
can't always say
analytics
for
don't show
us. I just, I get, some of it might be a little more anecdotal than it is a survey, but I'm sure that is out there.
The analytics
Yeah.
show this, you can't tell from the analytics that someone's in their car watching it.
No.
No, actually, we do get information from PBS. PBS uses Google Analytics, and they have set up this program where it tells us if it was on a mobile device or if it was on TV, and even like some of it, like if it was on Roku, because PBS is also on Roku. So we do get some of that information.
We're going to have 2 more questions, and then we're going to, this is such a fascinating area. I think every one of us is going home with new information, new energy. So I want to thank our speakers very much and for their very vital presentation. Even I can understand them, and I'm way back. So my many thanks to all of you, but we can entertain 2 more questions, and then we will have to close the meeting because CWI has a board meeting, so.
Go ahead, Jeanette.
Yeah, I was interested in what you said about Facebook, and we've all been very aware of Facebook, and as well as it's getting less popular, if you will.
Yeah.
But the show, Bonnie's show is really good in that it reaches out and tries to present a diversity of opinion. And I think we have to be careful that we don't just get one message. And what you said about Facebook really resonated with me when you said you find the dialogue and the information. Maybe I'm imputing the word diverse, but you must get information to use on the show. And I was wondering, in addition to Facebook, how else do you find those diversity of voices? Because they're feminist voices, but they're not always the same voice. And I think we have to be careful not to always hear the same.
You talking about our panelists?
Your panelists, your content.
Right. Even though we're small, we're always out there. I wouldn't use the word trolling because that's not what we're doing. But we're always out there on the internet looking for new people, checking out different stations, trying to find people whose voices they're not getting all this time on CNN and MS or Fox, people who, because there are like you were talking about, there are all these other YouTube channels, and if you're looking around, you'll find small groups who are doing conversations, and you might find somebody who has really have things to say, but they haven't gotten a wider audience yet. They don't have a larger platform. So that's one of the things that we do. We also do sometimes have people suggest. People will write to us and say, you keep having X, Y, and Z on. Have you ever thought about having so-and-so? Or, and when we put up stuff on Facebook, we will we don't just put the whole show. Sometimes we'll put up a quote, actually a written quote, or we'll put up just a little snippet of one person. So you will see people with all different kinds of views, and that will elicit all kinds of responses.
And just for you, with my shows, I'm bipartisan. And if you look at my shows, I don't talk and I don't write the script. So what you're seeing when you see anything is what that person had to say. And as I said, that's why I stay on public access, because I don't want anybody saying this person can't be on because they're a transdresser, or this person can't be on because they believe in gay rights or whatever. So it's bipartisan. Whoever comes on and speaks whatever they say. But I am in control of the videotaping and editing, but I don't write the script. It's written by the women who are talking.
And just to go with that, the show is, our show is diverse. When we have a panel for panelists and Bonnie, and this comes from the very beginning when Bonnie did the first pilot. It was her idea that our diversity is not just left and right or ethnicity, it's also young and old, and it's just, we put in a whole bunch of different variables in there, which is hard to get in each show, so you have to look at it over a span, because it's only 4 people. They can't hit every diversity variable in just one show. But it's always, and we always have 2 on the right and 2 on the left of varying degree. That is something we always have. And we actually, if you go back and you look at last week's show, you would find it amazing how women could sit down at a table and start agreeing on things and actually start thinking about where policies can go to create, like we were talking about childcare and parental leave, and there was a discussion, not a fight.
That's what's
Nice.
nice about it.
Thank you. Last question? Going once? Going twice? We thank you all for coming. For those of you who have enjoyed it, please sign up and become a member. As you can see, our programs are vital, pointed to today's issues, and is a wonderful way to even become friends.
And this show will air next month.
Thank you.
And our next meeting, last one of the season, is on June 19th, also Tuesday at noon. We hope you can come. We're going to be focusing then on using sustainable energy for women and families in developing countries and parts of the world.